It's a market that has really stood out even among the 100 biggest metro areas in the country.
Idahoans talk about our growing Idaho every single day, it seems like.
It's because it's growing every
Yes.
single day. Now, a new report from Zillow found home prices are rising faster than salaries in housing markets across the country, including Boise. Shira Matsuzawa looked into this for us.
Priced out of the Idaho housing market. We hear the stories on a daily basis, especially now, as the median sales price of an Ada County home stands at nearly $550,000. A new report from Zillow is now underscoring the growing pains many Idahoans have already been feeling.
The typical home value increased more in 2021 than the typical worker's pre-tax income.
Jeff Tucker is a senior economist at Zillow. He says that increase includes the Boise housing market.
It was about 2.5 times as much. So the typical home value in Boise went up about $125,000 last year. And the typical worker's income was really close to basically $50,000. So that's the kind of gap that we're talking about.
Wages are a sticky thing. And when we say sticky, it means that they don't move as fast as other things might, like the loaf of bread on your shelf.
Jan Rozier is a labor economist with the Idaho Department of Labor. She says part of the reason wages take longer is because of the process involved. In the past, the state typically sees 2 to 3% growth year over year when it comes to wages. And compared to the housing market, which has grown exponentially, Idaho wages can't catch up.
But our wage hasn't changed since 2009. It's still at $7.25 an hour. Even if we move up to from $10 an hour to $13, it's still nothing like our appreciation of our houses.
For perspective, she says the median household income in Ada County is $77,000. For the state, it's $58,000. So what does that mean for Idahoans?
It means that homeownership has gotten much further out of reach for a lot of potential first-time home buyers. It's much harder, much more expensive to buy a home in Boise than it was even a year ago, but especially compared to 2 years ago.
So if you're hoping to buy a home, Rozier recommends looking at your skill set and seeing if you have the type of job that pays enough to support that goal. If not, maybe go back to school or take a class.
There's so many opportunities out there. And so if you really are at a point where you can't advance in your career anymore, I think you really need to look at upskilling and going to happen going forward. And as far as a big increase in wages, I think that's happening. And I think that has to happen. I think there's some public policy that is occurring through the governor's office to provide more affordable housing.
Now, there is some encouraging news. Tucker says there are early signs of a cooler, calmer housing market. He says one really important barometer for which direction the housing market might go next is the level of inventory, meaning just how many listings you see, and that's up 17% from this time last year. He adds he doesn't expect prices to come plummeting down, but they won't be so out of reach like they have been over the last couple of years.
Yeah, you hope the market corrects itself a little bit, but we'll never see houses the way that they were a couple years ago, for sure.
It still also depends on how many people go bid above the asking price.
Right, and thankfully that's kind of slowed down too recently, so hopefully it sticks with that trend.
All right.